Hi everyone, welcome to a new feature called Forgotten Films. This is just a little feature that I think would be quite good to talk about films that I personally believe, in my opinion, deserve just a little bit more recognition, a little bit more love, things that I think that Hollywood and the general public seems to have forgotten in recent years. Now, if you have read the thumbnail, of course, you know I'm going to be talking about 2010's Get Him to the Greek. Now, this film was directed by Nicholas Stoller back in 2010. It stars Russell Brand, Rose Byrne, Sean P. Diddy Combs, or whatever he's called this week, Jonah Hill. It's got a great cast in it. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about it is I was looking through my DVD and Blu-ray collection the other day and just thought nobody actually talks about this film. They only really seem to talk about Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Why? Now, Get Him to the Greek is the bastard love child of Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And it does star Jonah Hill as a different character that he does in Sarah Marshall, even though this is actually technically a sequel. And, you know, Older Snow is still played by Russell Brand. But out of the two, I think Get Him to the Greek is so much better. I'm going to explain why. Now, don't get me wrong, I can kind of understand why people have let this thing sort of go under the rug. In recent years, okay, this film was made 10 years ago and Russell Brand has turned more into a bit of a messiah, a bit of a complex going on about him. He does podcasts about, all sorts of religious things, not necessarily what everyone fell in love with him for, especially in America, way back then when he was doing the Arthur remake and he was the only sort of quintessential funny British guy on TV. Back then, films, everything. He was being shoved down people's throats in 2010. So looking back, and every year that this film sort of passed when it came out, people kind of got annoyed with him or forgot about him. For me personally, I think this is peak Brand. I saw the Arthur remake, didn't think much of it. It's a bit of a rom-com, and for a man who makes jokes as disgusting as he does, that's not really him. This film really does sit in his wheelhouse. There is some absolutely
disgusting jokes
that I absolutely love in this film. Not, just for an example, the Jeffrey joke with his dad in the movie.
Yeah. It's like a drug Neapolitan. Oh my god, look at his little boat. What a lovely little boat race. Yeah, let me get a shot of that. Hold it. Cheese. I'll never tire of looking at that.
Why the fuck is it called a Jeffrey?
Because who could be scared of a Jeffrey?
Yeah, Jeffrey's just this nice bloke from down the road, isn't he? What's wrong with you?
Hello, I'm Jeffrey. I've just moved in. Yes, I'm Jeffrey. My wife has got varicose veins.
Having a heart attack.
And the fact that he has to sing all of his own songs in a soundtrack that he carries by himself, but we will get to that at a later point in the video. Also, Rose Byrne in this movie, also someone I think who has gone steadily downhill maybe since. There is a couple of exceptions, like Instant Family that came out a couple of years ago, but the stuff that she's been doing is not that great. Maybe Neighbours is another one that she was, Bad Neighbours here in the UK is another one that she was absolutely brilliant in. If she was not, carried by people in that film, that's maybe something I'll do later on in another video. But she was exceptional as Jackie Q. Again, some absolutely hilarious moments. An interview segment at the start of this film makes me absolutely die every time I watch it.
Had a few fucking drinks, yeah, just a few drinks.
Yeah.
That, whatever, rest me if it's really boring. The old Aldous would have, had his way with you, would have bent you over that pretty little chair and had his way. We'd be having a freeway, you'd be coming over for a cognac later, I'll tell you that, sweetie, but that's not happening anymore.
Do you want me to start drinking again? Is that what you'd like? Do you want to return to that?
Maybe you should.
I'll do lines off her forehead while I'm in her up to my nuts. If that's what you want.
Her and Brand genuinely look like they're having amazing fun while sort of playing against each other, being these exes who are rock stars, who are really sort of blasé and arseholes. I absolutely love that. It looked like they're really having fun. And so did Sean P. Diddy, whatever, Combs. He is hilarious. A lot of the lines people quote that I know love this film still say them that are his to this day. He is hilarious. There's some classic one-liners. And can't really go wrong with him in this. I've not seen him in anything else. I'm sure, being as big in the public eye as he has been for so long, I'm sure he's done some other movies. I personally haven't seen them, but in this, he absolutely slays me, and it is hilarious. And so does Jonah Hill. This was the upstart of his entire career. You know, after this, he was doing things like The Wolf of Wall Street. I think he'd done Moneyball the year after this, which is an exceptional film that not a lot of people have seen. He is, of course, one of the biggest movie stars in the world right now. But this was classic Jonah Hill, and I absolutely loved him as well. And Elizabeth Moss, who plays his girlfriend in this, who's a nurse, who just wants him around and works constantly and is forever tired. They've got a great relationship together. Everyone in this, I think the cast, personally, in my opinion, is just flawless. Look, I get it. This isn't the most dynamic story in the world. It is about Aaron, who has to go and get Aldous Snow, Russell Brand, from London to LA to play a show with his band Infant Sorrow to make a big comeback. And P. Diddy kind of gets on his back and tries to make him do it. Where the hell is Aldous? Blah, blah, blah. It is not the most dynamic story in the world, but when you've got things like the furry wall scene and many other scenes after that, you can't really... There's so much that I could say that if you haven't seen the film would just ruin it. But if you have, and you know, and you're watching this because you love that film, it's just, I think, personally, a film that I can still quote to this day and is still absolutely hilarious every time I watch it. Now, the one thing I wanted to talk about when talking about Getting to the Greek is Rose Byrne and Russell Brand having to sing the entire soundtrack themselves, especially Russell Brand, as he has more than, I think Rose Byrne has 2 songs maybe, or is featured in another one. But I still have it on my iPod in my car. Every single song. They're not the best singers in the world, but things like The Clap or Bangers and Mash or Going Up or, I don't know, every song for me, yeah, it's got some dirty lyrics and all that kind of thing, but so Steel Panther, and they're an actual band. But wouldn't you love to have seen Russell Brand in Infant Sorrow way back in the mid-2010s? I would have personally loved to have seen him play an actual show. I think he was that good. Okay, there's a lot of auto-tune and things like that, but nothing that I wouldn't go and see anyway out of pure curiosity. I love every song on this soundtrack. It is genuinely one of the main reasons why you should go and watch this film. And if you haven't seen it, but type in Infant Sorrow onto YouTube, you will find every song of theirs on a playlist. Listen to them. They're genuinely great songs. Even Jackie Q's song, however hilarious and disgusting it is, just talks about her asshole for 2 minutes.
I'm talking about my asshole.
Even then, a great song with some great writing. I don't personally know. I'll probably put the person's name at the bottom of the screen here who wrote these songs, but I genuinely think they're great. Now, in my opinion, if you haven't seen the movie, please do not Google reviews before you see it. I know it's been out for 10 years now, but I looked up reviews a few days ago and they really don't paint the film. It's kind of mixed. I think the audience scores a lot better than the reviewers' scores, but I honestly believe if you just go into it, it should be streaming somewhere. The DVD is super cheap right now. Go and watch it. It genuinely makes you laugh and has some great tunes in it. Guys, I thoroughly implore you to go and watch Get Him to the Greek. And if you're looking for great performances, look nowhere else than Sean P. Diddy Combs, Russell Brand and Rose Byrne. They are my standouts for me. Yeah, Jonah Hill was good. The rest of the guys were good, but those three, it was the peak of their fame, the peak of their comedy, and honestly, you will not be disappointed. Yeah, guys, please, if you have seen the film, please let me know down below what you think the best scene is, what you think the best song is. Let me know your best and your favourite part of Getting to the Greek. I would genuinely love to know. So there you have it, guys. There's the first ever episode of Forgotten Films. If you have a suggestion for Forgotten Films, please let me know in the comments down below. I really love to talk about films that impact me in some kind of way. This one, I just wanted to get it out. It's been in my head for absolutely weeks, but if you have any ideas for me, anything you think that I may have missed about this film, please let me know in the comments down below, guys. It's great to be uploading a little bit more than I used to be. I'm hoping to keep going with it, but guys, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Let them know there is a guy out there who's ginger, doing reviews and just trying to make people happy. Guys, until next time, this is your friendly neighbourhood ginger guy saying, Ginge out.